My name is Rosette Rugamba. I'm the Deputy CEO in Rwanda Development Board, specifically in charge of tourism and conservation in Rwanda.
And how did you hear about the Year of the Gorilla?
I heard about the Year of the Gorilla through publications because we follow everything that happens or any information that concerns the gorilla. So I was able to capture it on the internet, and also messages that we got from across the world telling us that it was the Year of the Gorilla. And we were very, very excited. That fitted in very well with the Rwanda strategy and policy in terms of the general conservation policy. But we were also very, very grateful for the UN to really position the gorilla, which is, as you all know, is a highly endangered species. And part of what we have been trying to do in Rwanda is to say, yes, the gorilla is endangered, but we want to say that there is some fragile success, as I would like to call it, in Rwanda, that it's not all gloomy, and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel with what we are doing here. The gorilla population is growing. We have seen changes in habits. We have seen community involvement. We are grateful to our government and would like to really emphasize this, that whatever fragile success that we're celebrating, we would not do that without the government involvement that has created a very conducive environment, not only for the people of Rwanda, but also for the wildlife and the natural habitat, because you really cannot talk about gorilla conservation without talking about its habitat. So we chose to use one of our flagship products, which is the Kwitizina. Kwitizina is a Kinyarwanda name which means naming. And for the past 5 years, we chose to use this platform of gorilla naming, which is a tradition that has been happening for more than 3 decades ago. But 5 years ago, we chose to make it a public event. And making it a public event was really to highlight to the world that yes, gorilla conservation is everybody's responsibility. Rwanda and the other countries, and Congo and DRC, we're just privileged enough to be the custodian of these wonderful creatures. But the responsibility to conserve them is everybody's responsibility. So this was our way of saying, come and be part of conserving this special wildlife that's got close to 97% of our genes, and therefore we started this ceremony. And so we chose the 2009 Kwitizina, which was in 2009. We chose the main theme was to say, Kwitizina 2009, we're joining the UN to really use this platform to continue to advocate for gorilla conservation, and to also use this wildlife species that is so loved to also pass on the message that even other wildlife should be protected, but also with their habitat as well. And we were honored that Ian Redmond was able to join us as the UN ambassador. And again, it's for us to say, let's do this together. Let's acknowledge that the UN has given us another push to really highlight and give it a global perspective. This event was more of a national and international event, but this is now took it to another level. And Rwanda and the Rwanda government were very, very appreciative. Kwitizina is an event that hosts almost 20,000 people. We acknowledge that since we started gorilla tourism, close to over 95 nationalities of the world have visited Rwanda for the gorillas. So that goes to say that the gorilla transcends boundaries, that it is a species that is not only a wonderful species, but a species that we can use to really create peace and stability in the world, to protect our environment, and many other things that we should be able to do.
That's fantastic. And the part of the United Nations that designated 2009 the Year of the Gorilla is a Convention on Migratory Species. Do you want to just say something briefly about how you're working with your neighbours in the Transfrontier Conservation Area?
Just like I said, one of the things that we realized, and why when people hear us working on gorilla conservation, that one of the things that we noticed, if you use the case study of the mountain gorillas in this region, it is within an area that is called the Virunga ecosystem. And so this whole area, we realized that the gorillas have no passports and they don't know any boundaries. So we chose the 3 countries, Uganda and DRC and Rwanda, chose to work together, united by the gorilla. So we created the transboundary collaboration, which has been very, very successful, and it was successful because, one, it had a bottom-up approach. Our people on the ground were already collaborating. They were sharing the monitoring system, and they understood that we cannot, every country cannot do it alone. You cannot talk about successful gorilla conservation in Rwanda without thinking what's happening in the other place, because the habitat will have to be shared, and therefore for that reason we just have no choice. It's been endorsed by our governments. We got all our ministers signing a memorandum of understanding. We've now got funding, and it is a solid. We now have a transboundary collaboration office which is based in Kigali. This is going to be an example of how, again, you can use a flagship species to really create peace and stability, to protect our environment, and really to assure our leaders, and our leaders will know that beyond politics there is the environment, and there is ensuring the sustainability of this planet we live in, and that is more important than anything else. And the case study will be here. This was an area that really was full of conflict, but even amidst the conflict we all agreed on one principle, that this flagship species has got to be protected, its habitat has got to be protected, and if we can do it, then anybody else can actually do it.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.